How did the likes of the Terminator, La Boom, and Todo sobre mi madre help me sound and feel more like a native? Stay tuned to find out. In 1993, I've been learning English for 2 years at school, and let me tell you, me costaba muchísimo. But then, my American tutor, Susan, saved the day. She started recording an American movie on a VHS tape for me every single week. Remember those? At first, it was tough, but eventually I got into the habit of watching one movie a week. Y wiesz, co się stało? In a matter of 9 to 12 months, this massive consumption completely transformed my English. Yes, my English improved dramatically. So, what's the takeaway? Well, it can't get simpler than this. Watch tons of movies. And to start with, get into the habit of watching at least one movie a week, as I did back in the day. For beginners, it's more about getting a taste of how the language is spoken. If you are at an intermediate level, start with movies you have already watched in your native language. And if you're advanced, guarda quanti più film possibile. One movie a week. Then, slowly, scale up. The more you watch, the faster you will learn. Going back to Susan and the VHS madness, at first, the movies I was watching were great. Ja, es war mega geil, aber auch mega schwierig. The simple reason was that, well, first, those were movies made for native speakers, and second, there were no subtitles. So I struggled a lot, until I found a little something called the Speak Up magazine. This Italian magazine for English learners came out with a movie every single week, complete with subtitles and a transcript full of cultural and linguistic notes. Perfect for a movie-a-week aficionado like me. Yes, my beloved friends, it was a game changer. Now, when it comes to those letters magically appearing at the bottom of the screen, here's my simple piece of advice. Always watch movies with subtitles. No, I don't want to cheat. The little language monster inside of you is screaming now. How many times did you just listen to a podcast, even if you had a transcript, because you felt like a fraud if you just listened and read at the same time? How many times do you think you need to test yourself first to see how much you understand, and that reading a script is a bit like cheating? And that is because that tiny green evil monster was fed with all the BS you hear at school and around you. But now you're ready to crush that goblin and send it back to oblivion. Hear me out. The goal when you consume any piece of content in a foreign language is always to understand, not to perform, unless, of course, you are at a language exam, pressed by the evil teacher who is about to bestow the ultimate judgment on your language skills. But that's another story. So remember, anything that helps you comprehend faster is invaluable, priceless, precious. Et maintenant, un autre conseil très important qui concerne l'utilisation des sous-titres. If you're a beginner, use subtitles in your native language until you reach a low B2 level. This allows you to understand the content of the movie more easily because your level is not good enough to rely solely on subtitles in your target language. Too many unfamiliar words and expressions. Once you reach a low B2 level, switch to subtitles in your target language. At this level, in fact, watching a movie in a given language with subtitles in that language is easier to do, and you know enough words to enjoy the content completely in your target language. And nowadays, you can even use, ta-da, double subtitles. On Netflix, for example, you can use a Google extension called Language Reactor that has a lot of cool features, among which saving words and even downloading the subtitles as a bilingual transcript. Mamma mia che robetta, ragazzi. Date un'occhiata e vedrete che figata. When I started watching movies in English and later in French, I made sure to go through the movie to learn as much as I could. I wanted to go from least mode to beast mode, to turn myself from average to savage. The truth is that Donna eiga demo kotoba o manabu takara no yama desu. Every single movie is filled with linguistic and visual information, from colloquial expressions to cultural references, from slang to gestures, from social cues to facial features. Your mission? Extract as much as you can. Let's say, for the sake of simplicity, that you are a native English speaker learning French. For every movie you really like, here's a set of steps you can follow to get the most out of it, to squeeze as much juice as you can, so to speak. Step 1, watch the movie in French with English subtitles. Step 2, watch it again, but with French subtitles. Step number 3, read the script, highlighting all the expressions and words you like. Step number 4, save these expressions in a notebook. Step number 5, rewatch the movie after a week. Step number 6, review and reuse some expressions in conversations with friends or tutors. Now, I'm a pen and paper type of guy, but if that's not for you, then I suggest you go fully digital via LingoPie. This immersive language learning app allows you to use shows and movies to fulfill the mission I stated before. It's a massive time saver because it lets you create flashcards on the spot. The beauty is that you do not need any additional apps, pens, or pads. For example, let's say I'm watching a movie and I stumble upon an unfamiliar phrase or sentence. I just click on the sentence, choose to create a flashcard, and voila, I've got something to review later on. Honestly, it doesn't get much easier and much more enjoyable than this when it comes to language learning. Whatever makes your language learning experience more engaging, go for it. So this is the movie method I relied on for 2-3 years, both for English and French. But come to think of it, I later applied the same method to a ton of other languages. So, trust me, if you engage deeply with movies, vais aprender muito mais rápido. Grab your popcorn and your pen and paper or your LingoPie and start acquiring your target language through the magic of Back to the Future, La Haine, Das Leben der anderen, Brat, Alles ist Liefde, and many more. Remember, it's not just about watching, it's about understanding, engaging, and having fun the smart way. Thanks for watching, and if you want to know more about movies, subtitles, and cool ways to learn as much as you can out of those, I have left some very cool links in the description box below. That's it for today. Hasta la vista, baby. And as always, happy language learning, and thanks for watching.